My name is Ed, and this is Alicia, and we are the creators of Wingnutz. Alicia and I would go out for wings almost weekly, and everywhere we went, there was a problem. And once in a while, we would find a really terrific wing, and we'd go back there a week later and they're terrible. So we decided to do something about it. And we took a little tabletop deep fryer, threw 2 wings in it. Let's try this. Okay, it was horrible. Let's try that. Okay, it was terrible. And we did this over and over and over for a whole year. Finally, at the end of that year, we hit the recipe we were looking for. We started having wing parties in our basement. 2 or 3 people over on a Friday night. 2 weeks later, it was 23 people over on a Friday night. It got so big so fast, we ended up in the backyard. And people started coming up to us and saying, if I have a party at my house, would you guys make wings for it? That sent us down a 10-year road of catering. We did churches, and we raised money for a women's clinic, and we raised money for a youth ministry. We did a Bills game. But the whole time, the whole 10 years while we were doing all of these parties, we never ever, not even once, did we ever drop off cater. We took a fryer to every single party, and we cooked on the spot, and people went crazy. And a guy came up to us, and he said, I'm opening a bar in Buffalo, and I'd like you two to come and be my cooks. He said, you can make the Wingnutz wings in the Wingnutz name in exchange to bring people in. So, okay. We tried it, and it worked. And we got a huge following. But the guy ran the bar into the ground. So we quit, he closed, and 6 months later, we landed at what's called the Knights of Columbus on Kenmore Ave in North Buffalo. While we were there, this happened twice. Boyfriend and girlfriend come in, they fall in love with the food, they fall in love with each other, and they ask me to do their wedding. I have married 2 sets of my customers. We entertained the senior editor of Food and Wine magazine. 6 months later, in February of 2023, his article finally came out naming Wingnutz the #1 wing in America. About a week later, we came into work, her and I, we flipped on our computer, and this is what we saw. So a guy's opening a wing joint, and he's talking to the camera, and he said, here, we want to make the very best wings we can make. But in order to do that, we have to emulate the very best there is. And painted on the wall of his restaurant in permanent paint, it says, Wingnutz, Buffalo, New York, Ed and Alicia, Sauciness Crunch. He's in Prague in the Czech Republic. Barstool Sports was huge in what happened with Wingnutz. In one day, 30 million people found out who Wingnutz was. We told them our goal was to make big wings, saucy wings, crunchy wings, and every wing on your plate forever. And they ran with it and developed this shirt that says Sauciness Crunch and sold it nationwide. 6 months later, they walked into our dining room and gave us the money from the t-shirt sales and said, put it towards your business. That's how fantastic these guys are. When you watch their show, they're not acting, that's who they are. And I have nothing but high praise for those guys. They're all terrific. Alicia and I started 6.5 years ago what's called our guest books. Opposed to, say, putting up a map and putting push pins in it, this is much more personable because you can write what you feel. This is Dan Marino. He was eating at the Millersport store. People from around the world coming to Wingnutz have come from China, Beijing, Singapore, Vietnam, Korea, Thailand, Bosnia, Yemen, Guam, Israel, Iraq, Lebanon, Egypt, Bangladesh, Indonesia, Austria, Germany, Sweden, Switzerland, France, Spain, Italy. We have a repeat customer from London. Africa's been in 10 times, Russia 5 times, Japan 3 times, all of South America, all of Canada, and all the United States, including Alaska twice, Hawaii 3 times, and we've had Australia 5 times. The whole world comes here. I hear people every single day say, I've come to Buffalo for 2 things, Niagara Falls and Wingnutz. In the future, what we would like to see Wingnutz become is more stores open, franchising. We're going to step over the state line and try and open stores up and down the East Coast. I'm excited to see what it'll become and how the world reacts. I want to thank the other owners, Paul and AJ and Chris and John, and to be honest, to tell them we could not have done it without you. And we are absolutely proud of what you've done, and we are so happy to still be a part of it. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, everyone involved.